Now I'm going to talk about pastry chefs and bakers. When the Vietnamese people came to Australia many years ago, 20, 30, 40 years ago, they started to open up bakeries. And suddenly they're making the French sticks, the croissants. All the Australians went nuts. They went crazy. They go, how do the Vietnamese people know how to make bread and cakes? It's just very simple. A lot of people don't know the history. Vietnam was under the French influence for over 150 years. So a lot of the cakes and a lot of the desserts are very French-based. And even the bread making, the French sticks we call. So that's why when you want to tell people that Vietnam is under the French influence, it's very important they know why you're so good at that. Now, we know in Vietnam, a baker can make desserts and make cakes and make bread. Or a pastry chef, they've been taught how to make bread too. So they're specialized in both. So we're very happy with that, but we have to still have two categories, pastry cooks and bread making as bakers. I'll start off with the bread making. A baker in Vietnam to come and work in Australia in a bakery where they make bread and some cakes, they must have good knowledge of the dough. As you know today, there's many different breads. There's black bread and brown and sourdough and you name it. So they must have good knowledge regarding about the bread making in all the breads in Australia. Very easy, you can look this up in the internet too and see what kind of breads they are. Especially dough, what makes the bread. So they must have a certificate 3 or 4 or diploma in hospitality and baking to come and work in Australia. But no more than 15 to 18 months experience on that since the day they completed the certificate 3 and above. So when you come here, the requirements about English, there's a certain level. We'll talk about the English another time. So now about the pastry chefs, pastry cooks, whatever you want to call them. Now pastry cook must have good knowledge about pastries. That's the name, pastry cook. You must know pastry, how to handle pastry, how to come up with new ideas. Like you got croissants, you got tiramisus, all the different cakes you can make. So a pastry must specialize in a lot of cake making, a lot of desserts, because you'll be working in a restaurant or you'll be working in a pastry place where they sell cakes in retail. You must have good knowledge about all these cakes. Now in Australia we have a lot of different cakes. We've got French cakes, Italians, Greek, Australian, Arabic from Lebanon and Iraq, Iran. So overall you must have a good knowledge about all the pastry. And again, you must have a certificate 3 or 4 or a diploma in pastry cooking. If you have that, we'll love to interview you. But again, you must have a English up to the level what the government requires. So I want to come to Vietnam on the 15th of January. I'd be very happy to see you there for an interview. Bring your resume. Let's sit down, have a chat. Register, press the link, register your name down so we know you're coming at the Newell Hotel, level on the second floor at Newell Starbucks from 11 o'clock onwards. We'd love to see you there and we'll show you a pathway how to come to Australia. Thank you.